In your experience, what separates the best operators from those who don't make it?
Mental toughness. Yeah. There's a saying in the soft world that, water's the great equalizer. The reason why water's the great equalizer is because it don't matter how strong you are, how tough you are, how much endurance you have, eventually the water will overtake you.
Mhm.
Everybody. And pushing back past that mental barrier of believing that your life is going to end, and still not quitting is a personal characteristic and psychological trait that some have and some don't. So what separates those that make it and those that don't, 99% of the time, is mental toughness. There's lots of strong guys. There's lots of endurance runners. There's lots of heavyweight lifters. Lots of fighters. Lots of badass dudes that come to the world, the special operations world, and try to become part of a team or a unit. But you don't know what you don't know about yourself until you've been pushed to that limit. And the guys that say the only thing that's going to break me is death, and they're willing to even risk that. Hence the back to me saying the water's the great equalizer, is when you hit your breaking point in water, you think you're going to die because you can't breathe. Water will take your life. So it really is one of the greatest tests for one's mental toughness, is putting them in the water. You can hunker down, put your head down, and move a lot of weight for a long period of time. As long as you can push through the pain, you can carry a guy or not sleep for days or whatever the case may be, as long as you can just push through the pain and push through the suffering and the suck factor of it. Whenever you get put in a situation where you legitimately think you're going to potentially die, then you get to see what you're really made of and whether or not you're going to say I quit or you're going to let yourself, quote unquote, potentially die. And that comes from mental toughness and dedication and willingness to do whatever it takes to be a part of these units. And the guys that have it, 99% of the time make it, even if they get injured. They'll get injured, break a leg, break a back, whatever the case may be. They'll come back and they'll do it again. I mean, I know guys that have been injured numerous times and then went back and went back and went back and eventually make it because that's just who they are. So what separates those that make it from those that don't? 100% mental toughness. And you do get your guys that slip through the cracks that are, that are super strong athletes, and later on down the road you find out that maybe they weren't the best fit for the units, but for the most part the selection process is really, really refined and good, and the guys that make it through are those ones that are, again, mentally tougher the most.